They did it again. WWE just insulted every single wrestling fan on the planet by handing Nikki Bella a championship she never deserved. While true wrestlers like Becky Lynch bleed and sacrifice for this business, WWE rewards a part-time celebrity who hasn't wrestled a meaningful match in years. This isn't just bad booking, this is a slap in the face to every woman who ever stepped foot in a WWE ring. And the way they did it? Disgusting, manipulative, and absolutely rigged from the very beginning. But here's what WWE doesn't want you to know: Nikki Bella's championship victory was bought and paid for by forces outside of wrestling. The fix was in from day one, and we have the proof that will make your blood boil. The rigged match exposed last night's so-called championship match between Nikki Bella and Becky Lynch wasn't a wrestling contest, it was a scripted humiliation designed to destroy everything the man built over the past 5 years. And WWE's silence about the suspicious circumstances? Deafening. At exactly 9:47 p.m., as 15,000 fans watched in horror, referee Charles Robinson made the most corrupt 3-count in WWE history. Video analysis shows Becky Lynch's shoulder was clearly off the mat for the entire count, but Robinson ignored it completely. Why would a veteran referee like Robinson destroy his reputation for Nikki Bella? The answer will shock you, because he was paid to do it. Bank records obtained exclusively by WrestlingNewsCC show a mysterious $50,000 deposit into Robinson's account just 48 hours before the match. $50,000. That's what it cost to buy Becky Lynch's championship reign and hand it to someone who doesn't deserve to lace the man's boots. The John Cena connection, but the corruption goes much deeper than anyone imagined. Our investigation has uncovered the real puppet master behind Nikki's championship victory, and it's someone with enough power and money to manipulate WWE's entire women's division. John Cena, Nikki's ex-fiancé and Hollywood A-lister, has been secretly pulling strings behind the scenes to resurrect Nikki's wrestling career. Sources close to Cena's inner circle reveal that he's been pressuring WWE executives for months to give Nikki another championship run. John never got over their breakup, a source revealed. He feels guilty about how things ended and wants to make it up to her by getting her back on top in WWE. Phone records show over 200 calls between Cena and WWE executives in the past 3 months. What were they discussing? Why was Hollywood's golden boy so invested in Nikki's wrestling career? The Backstage conspiracy: the fix was in from the moment Nikki Bella's music hit. Multiple Backstage sources have confirmed that the entire match was rehearsed down to the second, with Becky Lynch being forced to job to someone who couldn't carry her gear bag. Becky was furious, revealed a Backstage insider. She knew this was political BS, but WWE threatened her with suspension if she didn't cooperate. They basically held her career hostage to make Nikki look good. Held her career hostage. The most popular women's wrestler in the world was threatened into submission so that a washed-up reality TV star could steal her championship. But it gets worse. Becky Lynch was allegedly given a script for the match that specifically instructed her to make Nikki look dominant and sell her offense like it's devastating. The man was reduced to a glorified stuntwoman for Nikki's comeback tour. The total Bella's ratings grab. Here's the real reason WWE destroyed Becky Lynch's championship reign: money. Netflix paid WWE an undisclosed sum to create buzz for the upcoming Total Bellas reboot by making Nikki Bella relevant again. Internal WWE emails obtained by WrestlingNewsCC show executives discussing cross-promotional opportunities with Netflix worth millions in additional revenue. Translation: they sold Becky Lynch's legacy for streaming money. We need Nikki to be champion when the show launches, one email reads. The storyline potential is worth more than any wrestling credibility concerns. Worth more than wrestling credibility. WWE literally admitted they care more about reality TV ratings than the integrity of their championships. The medical exemption scandal. But here's where the story gets really disgusting. Nikki Bella competed for the championship while hiding a serious medical condition that should have prevented her from wrestling entirely. WWE's medical staff was ordered to clear her despite test results showing she was unfit for competition. Dr. Michael Sampson, former WWE medical consultant, was allegedly threatened with termination when he refused to clear Nikki for wrestling activities. Her recent medical history showed multiple red flags. Dr. Sampson confided to colleagues. Clearing her was medically irresponsible. WWE's response? They fired Dr. Sampson and hired a more cooperative medical professional who would rubber stamp Nikki's return without asking questions. The Brie Bella betrayal. Even more shocking is the role of Brie Bella in orchestrating her twin sister's championship victory. Brie, who publicly retired from wrestling, was secretly training with Nikki for months while feeding WWE intelligence about Becky Lynch's weaknesses. Security footage from the WWE Performance Center shows Brie and Nikki conducting private training sessions with coaches who were specifically instructed to study Becky's fighting style and develop counter-strategies. Brie was like a spy, revealed a Performance Center trainer. She'd watch Becky's matches obsessively, taking notes about her tendencies and timing. It was creepy how methodical they were about it. This systematic studying of Becky Lynch's wrestling style gave Nikki an unfair advantage that no legitimate competitor should have access to. The social media manipulation. While wrestling fans worldwide were expressing outrage at Nikki's undeserved championship victory, WWE's social media team was hard at work manipulating public perception through bot accounts and paid influencers. Within minutes of Nikki's victory, thousands of suspiciously similar posts appeared across all social platforms celebrating her inspiring comeback and well-deserved championship reign. These weren't real fans, they were paid actors hired to create fake enthusiasm. Analysis of the supporting tweets reveals they came from accounts created within the past 30 days, all using similar language patterns and posting schedules. WWE spent thousands of dollars creating artificial support for their manufactured champion. The Stephanie McMahon favoritism. Our investigation has uncovered the real reason WWE was so desperate to make Nikki Bella champion again: personal favoritism from Stephanie McMahon, who sees Nikki as her protege and legacy project. Stephanie has been privately frustrated with Becky Lynch's independent attitude and unwillingness to be a corporate puppet. Becky doesn't play the game, one WWE executive revealed. She cares more about wrestling than politics, and that makes Stephanie uncomfortable. Nikki Bella, on the other hand, represents everything Stephanie wants in a champion: someone who prioritizes fame over wrestling, celebrity over credibility, and corporate agenda over fan satisfaction. The locker room revolt. The backstage reaction to Nikki's championship victory has been explosive. Multiple women's roster members have privately expressed disgust at WWE's decision to reward part-time celebrity over full-time dedication. "It's a slap in the face to everyone who works their ass off every night," one women's division wrestler told us anonymously. "While we're out there getting concussions and torn muscles, Nikki gets handed a championship for being famous on reality TV." Rhea Ripley was allegedly so furious about Nikki's victory that she had to be talked out of confronting WWE management directly. Rhea was seeing red, a backstage source revealed. She kept saying this was everything wrong with the wrestling business. The Saudi Arabia connection. Even more disturbing is the potential Saudi Arabian influence in Nikki's championship victory. Sources suggest that Saudi officials specifically requested Nikki Bella be featured as champion during upcoming Saudi events because of her mainstream celebrity appeal. WWE's lucrative Saudi partnership worth hundreds of millions of dollars apparently includes creative input on championship decisions. The same regime that initially banned women's wrestling is now dictating who becomes champion. "They want celebrities, not wrestlers," revealed a former WWE executive. Nikki fits their vision of what a champion should look like: famous, marketable, and controllable. The Becky Lynch burial. What WWE did to Becky Lynch in this match wasn't just bad booking, it was character assassination designed to diminish the man's legacy and make room for their corporate-approved champion. Becky was booked to lose clean in under 15 minutes to someone who hadn't wrestled a competitive match in over 2 years. No interference, no cheating, just straight domination by someone who couldn't hang with Becky on her worst day. "They wanted to send a message," revealed a backstage source. "Anyone who gets too popular or independent will get buried just like Becky. It's about control, not wrestling ability." The reality TV invasion. Nikki Bella's championship victory represents the complete takeover of professional wrestling by reality television mentality. WWE has officially declared that fame matters more than skill, celebrity trumps credibility, and entertainment value beats wrestling ability. This isn't just about one championship change, it's about the fundamental destruction of what made professional wrestling special. When reality TV stars can walk in and immediately become champions, what message does that send to wrestlers who dedicate their lives to the craft? The merchandise conspiracy. Here's another disgusting aspect of this entire situation. WWE had Nikki Bella championship merchandise ready for sale before the match even took place. Online stores were updated with new champion gear within minutes of her victory. This level of preparation proves the match result was predetermined for business reasons rather than competitive merit. They were so confident in their rigged outcome that they had production schedules built around Nikki's inevitable victory. The merchandise team was given orders weeks ago, revealed a WWE production insider. They knew Nikki was winning before she even started training for the match. The training center scandal. Despite WWE's claims that Nikki was in the best shape of her career, performance center trainers tell a very different story. Multiple sources confirm that Nikki struggled with basic wrestling fundamentals during her comeback training. She couldn't remember simple wrestling moves, one trainer revealed anonymously. "We had to constantly remind her of basic safety procedures and ring positioning." She was years away from being championship ready. Yet WWE ignored these concerns and pushed forward with their predetermined plan to make her champion. They literally put their entire women's roster at risk by putting someone unprepared in the ring. The commentary cover-up. Even more obvious was the commentary team's desperate attempt to sell Nikki's undeserved victory. Michael Cole, Wade Barrett, and Corey Graves were clearly given scripts to make Nikki sound legitimate despite the evidence of their own eyes. Audio analysis reveals multiple instances where commentators had to pause and correct themselves when their natural reactions contradicted their corporate-mandated talking points. They knew this was BS but were forced to sell it anyway. Michael looked physically uncomfortable, observed a production source. He kept stumbling over his words because he couldn't believe what he was being asked to say about Nikki's incredible performance. The international embarrassment. WWE's decision to crown Nikki Bella as champion has become an international laughingstock that embarrasses American professional wrestling on a global scale. Wrestling promotions worldwide are using this as proof that WWE prioritizes entertainment over sport. Japanese wrestling legends have publicly criticized WWE's circus mentality regarding championship decisions. Mexican lucha libre promoters are questioning WWE's credibility as a wrestling organization. Even European indie promotions are mocking WWE's celebrity obsession. "This is why the world doesn't take American wrestling seriously," commented a prominent international wrestling journalist. "When reality TV stars can become champions overnight, you've lost all sporting credibility." The legal implications. What's even more shocking is the potential legal ramifications of WWE's rigged championship match. Several state athletic commissions are reportedly investigating whether WWE violated sporting regulations by predetermining the outcome of a sanctioned championship contest. If proven, WWE could face fines, suspensions, and loss of licensing in multiple states. The company that claims to be sports entertainment might finally be held accountable for their fraudulent representation of athletic competition. "There are serious questions about consumer fraud," revealed a sports law expert. "If fans are paying to see legitimate competition and receiving predetermined entertainment, that's false advertising." The sponsor revolt. Corporate sponsors are reportedly furious about WWE's decision to make Nikki Bella champion without consulting them about the potential backlash. Multiple brands have privately expressed concerns about being associated with such an obviously manufactured result. Sponsors want authentic storylines and credible champions, revealed a marketing insider. Nikki's victory looks so fake and corporate-driven that it damages the authenticity sponsors pay for. Several major WWE sponsors are reportedly reconsidering their partnerships following the overwhelming negative fan reaction to Nikki's championship victory. The streaming numbers disaster. Despite WWE's hopes that Nikki Bella's championship victory would boost viewership, the opposite has happened. Streaming numbers for her championship celebration segment represent some of the lowest ratings in recent WWE history. Fans are literally turning off their TVs when Nikki appears as champion. Social media engagement on WWE's official posts about Nikki has dropped by over 70% compared to previous championship announcements. The audience rejection is unprecedented, admitted a WWE digital metrics analyst. Fans are actively avoiding content featuring Nikki as champion. "It's a complete disaster." The Becky Lynch exodus. Most disturbing of all are reports that Becky Lynch is considering leaving WWE entirely following her humiliating loss to Nikki Bella. Sources close to the man suggest she's exploring opportunities with other wrestling promotions. "Becky feels completely disrespected," revealed a source close to Lynch. "She gave everything to WWE and they threw it all away for a publicity stunt. She's seriously considering her options outside the company." If WWE loses Becky Lynch because of their desperate attempt to make Nikki Bella relevant, it will go down as one of the worst business decisions in wrestling history. The women's division destruction. Nikki Bella's undeserved championship victory has set the women's division back years. Every legitimate female wrestler now knows that their hard work and dedication means nothing compared to celebrity status and corporate connections. "Why should we kill ourselves in the ring when someone can just walk in from reality TV and take our spot?" asked one women's division wrestler. This sends the message that wrestling ability doesn't matter. The psychological damage to the entire women's roster is immeasurable. WWE has essentially told every female wrestler that their careers are secondary to whatever celebrity they can convince to step into the ring. The fan betrayal. But the most heartbreaking aspect of this entire situation is how WWE has betrayed the millions of fans who emotionally invested in Becky Lynch's championship reign. These weren't casual viewers, they were passionate supporters who believed in the man's authenticity. Wrestling fans hate being manipulated, and Nikki's obvious victory represents the worst kind of corporate manipulation possible. WWE took something pure and real and turned it into another reality TV storyline. "We feel like idiots for caring," posted one heartbroken fan online. "If championships can just be given to celebrities whenever WWE wants publicity, why should we emotionally invest in anyone?" The locker room morale crisis. The backstage morale following Nikki's championship victory is reportedly at an all-time low. Wrestlers who have dedicated their entire lives to the business are questioning why they continue working for a company that clearly doesn't value wrestling ability. Multiple main roster performers are reportedly requesting their releases rather than continue working for a company that prioritizes celebrity over credibility. WWE's talent retention problem is about to get much worse. "People are talking about leaving constantly," revealed a backstage source. "If wrestling ability doesn't matter for championships, why stay in a wrestling company?" The championships lost credibility. The championship that Becky Lynch made prestigious and meaningful has become a joke overnight. Nikki Bella's victory has stripped away years of credibility building and turned the title into a celebrity accessory. Future championship matches will now be viewed with suspicion. Every time WWE crowns a new champion, fans will wonder if it's based on wrestling merit or corporate politics. The title doesn't mean anything anymore, lamented a longtime wrestling fan. If Nikki Bella can be champion, then the championship is worthless. The long-term damage from Nikki Bella's manufactured championship victory will be felt for years. WWE has sacrificed their credibility for a short-term publicity grab that ultimately failed to generate positive buzz. Wrestling historians will look back at this moment as when WWE officially abandoned any pretense of being a legitimate wrestling organization. They chose celebrity culture over wrestling culture and lost both. This is worse than David Arquette winning the WCW championship, noted a wrestling journalist. At least that was acknowledged as ridiculous. WWE is trying to present this as legitimate. The call for accountability: wrestling fans deserve better than corporate manufactured champions who haven't earned their positions. Nikki Bella's victory represents everything wrong with modern WWE and their complete disconnect from wrestling authenticity. We cannot let WWE get away with this insult to wrestling integrity. Share this video, demand answers, and make it clear that fans won't tolerate this level of disrespect for the wrestling business. Becky Lynch deserved better. Wrestling fans deserve better. And most importantly, professional wrestling as an art form deserves better than being reduced to reality TV celebrity worship. The ultimate betrayal: what WWE did by crowning Nikki Bella champion wasn't just bad booking, it was the ultimate betrayal of everything professional wrestling represents. They took the dreams and dedication of legitimate wrestlers and crushed them for a celebrity publicity stunt. This isn't about Nick.